פרס למנצחים בעונה 4, חוויית נסיעה מטורפת ברכב מרוץ פרוטוטייפ במסלול ארד.
Hello and welcome to Monza for round 12 of the iRacing Israel League Season 4 presented by Sim Race. We're here for the grand finale, race 14 here at this historic circuit, and I cannot wait. We've got some champions to crown, and it's definitely going to be a fantastic race in the F3 cars here today. Dane Baird here with Austin Knight alongside with Mark Trent as always in the production booth. And Austin, 18 laps potentially separating some of these drivers from $100 worth of iRacing credits and some track time in a real world race.
Yeah, we got a few great prizes out here. Top 3 of the championship get over $80 each in iRacing credit, $80, $90, $100. But the cool thing is prototype seat time. Real life prototype seat time, and you don't get that offer anywhere else, and especially for free.
Absolutely, a free to enter league for Israeli drivers. And yeah, the champion, who is already being crowned, we'll get onto that in a couple minutes, is getting 2 stints in a prototype race car at Arad Racetrack by Funyo Israel, one of the sponsors of the series. Second place gets a single stint in said car at said track. And unfortunately, third place doesn't get any track time, but they do get $80 worth of iRacing credits, which is a hefty sum.
Especially at the end of the season, we got a lot of new content coming to iRacing. Sure, one of that content is free, with it being the Formula V stuff. But let me tell you, that new Porsche GT3 is looking pretty snazzy.
And yeah, a couple of drivers might be wanting to buy that new Porsche GT3 car, because Season 5 is going to be running in the GT3s, following the VRS GT Sprint Series, the official iRacing series. So yeah, the drivers will be able to pick from any of the 7 to 8 GT3 cars that will be available for next season. The first race is going to be at Road Atlanta, but today we're here at Monza to say goodbye to the Formula 3 car for the end of this season, and our champion has already been crowned, Austin, with
both of our champions.
Both of our champions, that's right, the rookie champion as well. But overall champion, it's none other than Dorian Tabashny, and he's not qualified for today's race. And I believe that's so that he doesn't get in the way of the fight for second and third between Reuven Chachashvili and Michael Scherling, who will start second and third on the grid here today for this 18-lap or 35-minute race, whichever comes first. Reem Gross will start on pole position, though, in the 49 car, with Amir Meshlam, league organizer, starting in 4th. Alon Zeltzer will start in 5th, with Ariel de Bush, who is the rookie champion, starting in 6th. So it doesn't matter where he finishes today, he will be crowned rookie champion at the end of this race. Yossi Gabay starts in 7th, then Aidan Scher, Yehuda Ben Yosef, Really Sir, Michael Wasserman, and Moshe Panchevsky round out the top 12 from qualifying. And a little bit further down the order, we've got Alon Day, who will not start the race from the grid. He will start the race from the pits because of a penalty that he picked up many rounds ago at Long Beach. It's great to have Alon back in the series. Dorian Tabashny not setting a qualifying time. He wants to start from the back so he doesn't get in the way of the battle for second and third, but he is of course our champion for this season. Sharon Kana in 15th, John Chico in 16th, Yaroslav Markov in 17th, Nikop Mataragi in 18th, and David Diag will start in 19th. I don't believe there are any other penalties for drivers here today, so we should have the whole grid, the whole field starting from the grid except for Alon Day. And it looks like Dorian Tabashny actually might not start.
Yeah, so we have a few Michael Scherling, Dorian Tabashny, and Alon Day. They're the only ones who have not gridded up right now. We got 20 more seconds left in this pre-grid sequence before we have that run up to turn 1. But it's going to be a fight between Chachashvili and Reem Gross right now, as it looks like, because they're not going to have any challenging behind them. So it might be we might see 2 cars start flying away with this and have a fight throughout the race, as third place is not going to be gridded up. The 5 red lights are coming on, and for one last time, away we go. And what a start by Chachashvili. Immediately takes the lead.
Absolutely. Michael Sherling, who was supposed to start in third, got a throughput before he started the race, so he is not even in the session. He might not, but that could be disastrous for him in that battle for second and third. Chachishvili leads, heading through the first chicane for the first time, and Gross just files in behind. Meshlam up into third because Sherling did not take the start. Everybody's going to gain a position off of that. Gabaya's got past Ariel de Bush, further back in the top 10. And Alon Day, Dorian Tabasco, and Sharon Kana all starting from the pit lane, I do believe. And we'll have to see them as they make their way through from the back of the field. Three of the fastest drivers in this series, and all the way around the outside. They're almost going 3 wide into the Lesmos for the first time. Reem Gross trying to take the lead around the outside of Chachishvili. And you know what? He's actually almost done it.
He's got another corner to do it again. He's got some great exit speed heading down into Lesmo 2. And oh, it's a lockup and a safe correction for Chachishvili. He's now going to fall down to third, and now fourth as Zelster and Mosam jump up into second and third as they race down underneath the Fly Emirates sign and underneath the bridge heading into Ascari. Reem Gross got a big party behind him as they head to Ascari side by side. Mosam and Zelster side by side heading into Ascari, and everyone getting through there very nice and cleanly.
It looks like for the most part we have had a pretty clean start. I think Wasserman and David Dyack had a little bit of an incident earlier on, but they look like they're still running. As you can see, the entire field snaking their way down straight. Yeah, it doesn't look like anyone has too much damage, but let's get a replay of the start then. What did happen between Wasserman and David Dyack? Did anything happen to them at all? We'll have to wait and see. Here's Wasserman's.
This might just be a escape road. Yeah, just check up and then just take everything into accountants. And yeah, very well behaved for the start. Definitely not a replay of Long Beach, as I was fearing.
Yeah, normally the first turn at Monza, especially in the F3 cars, it does seem to be a combination.
It's famous for something to go wrong.
Yehuda Ben Yosef is off in turn 1. Does seem to be going again though, so I don't think there's any race-ending damage happening.
This might just be a little bit too much mustard off the exit right here. Big check up, and he had the match button on and brakes, unfortunately.
Oh, someone's going slowly. Oh, someone's crabbing in the background. I'm not too sure who that is. It might be Dyack actually, but somebody is crabbing.
It's a Gabby. It is Dyack.
It's Zeltzer in the 39 is crabbing a little bit.
Oh,
coming out of
Gabby. Very risky situation right there. 3 wide. Zeltzer trying to hold it down to the inside, but holding a crabbing car. Oh, look at that front left. Oh no. Car's pointing one way, but you're trying to counter steer it the other way, and well, hopefully everyone can get around him very easily, but hopefully he can get that thing back to the pits without causing some calamity or spinning out, and that's the worst thing to have, as David Dyack is also falling down as well, and you can see that 39 in the background just having a riveting old time down that straight. In a 3-position fight, had Michael Wasserman and Zur right behind him.
I think they're going 3 wide down the main straight. I think they might try it. Heading towards turn 1. It's nice and wide here, boys. It's going to tighten up in just a moment. The 233 of Markov all the way on the inside. Really backs out, but they're still side by side for the plates.
Wasserman got onto the brakes to avoid making contact off the exit of Markov, and Relay got into the back of him. Really racing accordion effect right there. You weren't expecting really anybody to stab the brakes on the apex, especially in turn 1 at Monza. You kind of just want to coast through there, especially in a situation like that, but you know, reactionary driving right there. Contact with both the drivers. We got a car out. That's Wasserman into the wall. He's avoided the wall, but he's off into the gravel. It's such a small part of the track right there, and very little roll off right there. Almost turns into Ben Youssef right there.
And now he's got David Dyack for company. He's going to go to the inside. These two had their fair share of side-by-side moments through turn 1, and they're still side-by-side. Wasserman actually held that quite nicely around the outside of the second Lesmo. And at their side-by-side, this is Alon Day versus Nikop Mazraoui. Alon Day starting pretty much dead last, remember, from the pit lane. And moving up already into 9th place after just 2.5 laps, almost 3, as he makes his way out of the car and down the back straight towards Parabolica, but it's not over yet because Near is going to try and make his move around the outside. He got into the slipstream. He's ahead by about half a tenth, and he's going to try holding around the outside of the Parabolica, but he's not going to be able to make it work. Alon actually running a little bit wide, just about missing the gravel, but can hold a bit of extra speed. But
yeah, but he just went straight across the nose of Near, and Near now right beside Alon, and trying to use this little bit of draft advantage that he has, just swinging around the outside, but Alon Day just barely keeping a nose width ahead of him, heading into the break zone. It's a lockup from Near, and his opportunity to swing it around the outside does not work, and it's gone even worse as Near's off into the runoff, and there's contact between him and Kaner, and oh, more contact happening back there.
Kaner's locked up or outbreaking himself heavily into turn 1 here. Let's have a look in the chicane.
No, the brakes didn't even turn on. That's a... oh, no.
Yeah, he didn't even look like making the corner there, and unfortunately for Nir Mizrahi, he had absolutely nowhere to go, just locked up a bit, slowed him down, and he was just right in the path, bullseye for Sharon Kaner.
And I can tell you, he's just been black flagged.
Not what you want to be seeing. It's happened up front. Ruben Chachishvili up the inside of Amir Meshtam to turn number 1. And he makes the move nice and cleanly. No contact to be said there. And he moves himself up into, I believe, 2nd place. So good move from Ruben.
Usually I would put the race control message up there, but since I'm also race controlling in the comment box, I could just say that car number 48, Kaner, has been black flagged for completely blowing up a braking zone. I could also be more descriptive now.
Alon Day's just got past Aiden Scher around the outside of Parabolica. Moving up into 8th, he's got Yaroslav Malkov just in front by about half a second, so you'd imagine Alon's going to be up there pretty quickly. There is champion Dorian Tabashnik for Season 4, and he is just behind, waiting for Alon to make a move and probably try and pick up the scraps when he eventually does. He's just about a second behind Aiden Scher in 9th, so just trying to catch up to this little train of cars that is forming. But out in front, Reem Gross got a bit loose over the curbs there, but he's setting good pace. He was 1.5 seconds off actually on the last lap, on lap 4, so something happened to him there. He probably made a bit of a mistake, but other than that, he was gaining about a second a lap. He's heading the fastest lap of the race so far on lap 3, and now on lap 5 he's got 7/10 behind to Ruben Chachishvili. These two aren't fighting for the championship 2nd and 3rd. That was going to be Michael Shirley, but he is still out on the circuit, is Michael, but yeah, it doesn't look like he's going to be anywhere near 4 points that he needs to gain over Ruben. To take that 2nd place championship, he needed 4 points over Ruben, and it doesn't look like he's going to be able to get that here today. That said, Ruben could have something happen to him. It is still a long race, and we have got the pit window opening. There are pit stops in the race. The pit window, we only have 1 pit stop, unlike last time out at Silverstone where we had 2. But pit window is going to be between laps 8 and 10. So that's coming up in a couple of laps' time as Alon Day moves himself up into 7th.
Yeah, Alon Day once again at the parabolic. That seems to be his primary striking point, because he knows he has a car set up to go pretty quick down the straight, and he can hold down that inside line. But Malkov trying to tell him no on this fact, as he's got a little bit of car length ahead, but around the outside, can't pull it off. Alon Day very nicely defended, gets a little bit squirrely off the exit, and Alon Day up into 7th. Malkov almost getting into a little incident with champion Dorian Tabashnik. And here comes Dorian chasing down Alon Day, going down to the inside, heading into the 2nd Periante. Hard onto the brakes, and both of these drivers are looking like they're having a good run up through the field, nose to tail right now. It's good action in the season finale.
Yeah, these two, Alon and Dorian, have had their fair share of battles over the last year and a half or so of this iRacing Israel League. Dorian joining, I believe, halfway through or just a couple of rounds into the second season with Porsche Cayman GT4s, and he's going to have a look into Ascari as he lifts off. He's going to wait behind because he thinks his best opportunity is either down the main straight or the back straight. He has lost a bit of time, but Alan Day slightly outbraking himself into Ascari, not taking the best line through there. And Dorian might have a look here down the inside potentially. No, he's going to wait back.
He's just going to lift and stay back here. And Alan Day is revved up the DeLorean and kind of just disappeared for a bit. The DeLorean, that's Dorian's move. And speaking of Dorian, once again, getting up into that draft, going around to the outside. Alan Day, just let him by. No, he's not. He did.
He pulled right off to the right-hand side and let him by. I'm not too sure what that was for.
I think he might have warned. I think Dorian might have warned Alon that, hey, your car just blinked out of existence for a little bit. If it continues, I'll get the position back. But Alan Day and Dorian Tabashnik, they were running those. They were doing this in practice. They were bump drafting, and Alan Day, being a Euro NASCAR driver, he's very experienced in this. So if I could choose anyone in the field to bump draft me in a Formula 3 car, I would have Alan Day. And as lead change, they're trying to. I think they're going to try to catch up to the leaders. And speaking of the leaders, Ring Gross is out of the lead now. Coming out of Lesmo 2, I'm saying he's gone a bit wider. Oh, yeah. Caught that bump mid-corner and really got upset right there.
Yes, it's just gifted the lead to Ruben Chachishvili, who said, thank you very much, I'll take that. And something further's happened to Reem Gross. Oh, he's done a...
No. Overheated tires.
Yeah.
That's going to do it. And he's now dropped to 6th place in another spin. Those tires, when they heat up, they're heat up, and you gotta treat them nicely, you know. You gotta give them a flower or something, you know, not stress out the car, drive on the edge, because you know, stuff keeps heat.
And he's dropped down to 6th now, and Ariel de Bush trying to make a move potentially on John Chico. These two battling it out. Bush 3rd. Chico half a second behind in this battle for 3rd. That was the battle for 4th and 5th a few moments ago, but these two somehow managed to avoid the stricken car of Reem Gross out of the exit of Ascari. So good for them, they managed to carry on. And in the background you can just about see Yossi Goodbye, who is looking at these two. If they start battling, he might fancy his chances for a podium maybe. But the pit window should now be open, so I wonder if we're going to see any of the early pitters making their way down the pit lane this time by. We usually see a lot of drivers take their pit stop as late as possible, run the tank dry, and then splash and dash at the end, but we'll have to wait to see, are we going to see drivers come down the pit lane this time. There's John Chico up the inside into Ascari. They're going to go side by side.
Oh, that's tight. That is tight. Chico,
he's running all the way
up there. What a move! Jinx, you owe me a Coke. Don't worry, I got my own.
How has he managed that? He went all the way around the outside, the right-hander. I've never seen that before. He's had to give the place back now because the Bush has got so much draft.
He's not going to give it. He's not going to give it back. He's done it once. He's going to do it twice. He's going to try to do another round the outside once more. John, I can't get over that move.
How has he managed to do that? Because he goes up the inside and then just holds so much speed through the right-hander that he was ahead before the apex of the left.
There was a little wiggle by De Bush around the outside right there. Heading into Ascari, and it's just so tight through there. But I can't believe that. Let's get another replay over there of this, and
here we go.
I can tell you what, he's going to be rewatching this move, and this is going to be a highlight of the year for him. Down the inside, a little bit of a shove, but round the outside that second corner. I feel like the momentum was just completely thrown off of Ariel DeBush's car around the outside right there. And but now the ball's in DeBush's court. Are we going to see a 10 from him?
It looks like he's managed to pull away slightly. Half a second is the gap between the drivers in third and fourth. But what did I say just before all of this? About a lap ago. Oh, he's got all over the curbs, Ariel DeBush. That's a good way to damage the car. Hopefully he hasn't got any damage from that. But
you can't get a floor damage on these cars. It's very hard to spot, but if you know where to look on the front nose, you will know if you have floor damage. It doesn't really affect your performance all that much, like in the higher Formula 3.5 cars, but it will provide some instability. So if you strike a curb pretty hard, you will start to notice a little bit of fall damage. And you can tell that by a little checkerboard pattern on the front nose. Probably like blowing your mind open right now, dude. Oh, I think he does have nose damage. Can we get an onboard shot of the bush? No, he's not. That was just the carbon fiber playing with my mind. Love that loop. I really love that.
John Chico is pulling away. Chachishvili's pulling away from Emi Meshran. I think Ruven's just set the fastest lap of the race 3 laps in a row. He's absolutely flying out in front. Raheem Gross has just been overtaken by Dorian Tabashik, and they almost make contact.
Almost loses it right there. Back end getting out wide. Here comes Alan Day right behind him. And the back end of Raheem Gross, he's probably losing a lot of tire life right there. And I believe mandatory tires are a thing. It's just mandatory pits.
Yeah, it's just the fuel that's limited to the fuel is limited to 16 liters. So they have to pit, and we believe it is between laps 8 and 10. Well, now the drivers have a chance to prove us wrong. So unless everybody goes down the pit lane this time by, which I doubt, we've been proved wrong. But are we going to see a move heading into towards lap 11?
I think I now realize what Alan Day is trying to do. He's been sitting behind most of the drivers on the straight and just pulling away, but yeah. Oh no! Day spun it in parabolic. I thought he was taking it easy and saving fuel, but he saw an opportunity to go. This is definitely going to be a pit for Alan Day, as Gubby has, Yassi has retired and towed into the pit lane. Multiple things have hopped off as Gross, Day, Cher, Wasserman have gone into the pits. Jessafeli, Messam, Chico, DeBush, Tabashik, and Ben Youssef have carried on. David Diag into the pits.
So what happened to Goodbye? We missed this because he goes around the corner just as Alon Day spins in the background of the shot.
Did he crash into the pit lane?
Oh!
He did crash into the pit lane.
I'd love to see an Mark Tranter in the Russian booth has read my mind. Into the pit lane. Oh, look at that ahead.
Fake.
There's a
and
fake.
And then he just locked up the rears and into the pit wall.
Oh, he couldn't turn right. He had so much suspension damage that he had full 180-degree steering lock to the right, and his car turned left.
Oh, that is so unfortunate.
Oh, no.
You see that happen I saw that happen right in front of me at the Indy 500 heading into the pits. So many cars locked up the rears and had a massive wiggle heading into the pits. You don't hit the brakes as much as you do coming out of the corner, especially in Monza. So you're very different on the brakes heading into the pit lane, and it just messed up his suspension and the load on the tires, and that locked up the rears as Chesavelli and our leaders are now coming into the pits. Are we going to see somebody pull out the undercut right now and make that work? As, ooh, this is a fight heading into the pits. DeBush getting very close. And that is Michael Sterling, I believe, carrying on for... No, that is Malkoff carrying on for another lap.
A couple of the drivers a lap down.
That looked just like... That looked just like the incident with how have I forgot his name?
I know what you're talking about. I don't know who.
Kevin
I don't know.
Kevin Magnussen. I have his autograph. I just had to look at it. Kevin Magnussen last year, just almost identical incident of blocking the lane, which brought out probably the greatest red flag in all of Formula 1. Quickly followed up by the one that just happened.
Just having a look. The Bush has got ahead of Chico in the pit stops. There was about a second gap between the two of them.
Wonderful pit stop, and oh, here comes Chico. He's going to be aggressive heading into second. Very contact. Gonna have to point that one at the Bush.
I don't think Chico had anywhere to go. I think he was right on the inside curb. We'll have to wait and see. Let's have a look at the replay of what happened. He's sort of defending the middle of the circuit. He kind of had to defend a bit harder.
Side by side, and yeah, he turned in on him.
Bit of netcode involved as well, but it looked like he was going to clip the curb on the inside whilst Chico was on his inside. That was never going to end well.
Yeah, look at this replay. Oh!
just a... Are they actually? No, they're not. I thought
they're
for a
not
second
inside of each other, but
yeah.
It sure looked like John Chico had to get onto the brakes, and you know, I think that move down the inside might have been a little bit, might have had a little bit of past experience in there. Out of spite, sent it up the inside, but the worst one to come out of that is the Bush, as Chesavelli has got a comfortable 6-second lead. Perfect pit stop, perfect start of the race. Just a few more laps to go for him, and before his lovely 2 stints and $100 waiting for him in the future. Have you ever driven a prototype car outside of sim racing?
No, the only car I've driven outside of sim racing is a Renault Kadjar at Parents Home. So I'm gonna give that a hard no. I've never driven a prototype.
I have not. Fast car I've driven is a
McLaren GT4 at Kota.
Yes.
Yeah.
That I spot.
You might have told me about that a couple times, maybe. Oh, someone's off.
Well, that's David Diak. He's off again.
Yeah. Oh,
well, there he is. That's Parabolka.
Was that 2 cars? I'm sure I saw him on the inside. Oh, yeah. He was on the inside, and he went back to the outside. I don't know if it was intentional. He's already crashed at that point. A lot of suspension damage to that car. I think he was missing a couple of the wheels off of that car. Oh, he just got on the curb.
Yeah,
and it's just
then turned around straight into there, and Italian rear wing departs from him.
Very similar to what happened to Allende, except Allende managed to get it stopped in time before he hit the wall. David Diak.
Parabolka tightens back up, so... Oh, and he was on the grass, gets onto the throttle. That was so close to a very disastrous incident right there. He's managed to get into the pit lane, though, without towing, as we got a fight for 5th between Reem Gross and De Bush. I have tested a Formula 3 car, I must say. Though it was a big emphasis on test, so top speed wasn't there. And I just wasn't comfortable in this Dallara.
I don't think I would be either, to be honest. Area the Bush is closed up a little bit. Oh, we've got a battle a bit further back. Pinchevsky and Really Sir. Marshy just in front in the 27, Really Sir in the 36. And we're riding on board now with said 36. Dallara F3 of Really Sir heading in towards Parabolic. He's going to send it up the inside. He looks to the inside. He's going to make
speed for it.
Brakes. Doesn't tip the curb as we've seen a couple drivers do. And he makes that move nicely. He is a full car's length ahead at this point, but Pinchevsky carries a bit of overspeed now. Possibly going to try and get into the draft, but I think he might be too close already. Down the main straight, he's not.
He's just being conservative right here. If he knows he can get into the draft, he does have the overspeed, so it's going to be very pointless to get into that draft. He can't get into the draft right now because he's at the rear wheel. And Zert, well, he's locked himself into 13th right now with just under 4 laps to go. Well, yeah, with 4 laps to go as Chesavelli is about to close out this lap right now. So our fight for 16 Allende and Reem Gross going side by side. Well, for just split second as Allende jumps up into 6th. Ooh, Gross spanked that curb. There's a lot of smoke ahead of him, still pushes in the wall and Ascari.
Parked it right on the apex and towed back to the pit lane. This was an unforced error. All on his own. Probably hit one of the curbs, I'm going to guess.
Oh, yeah,
no!
He rode that inside curb and it just went around.
He didn't hit one of the sausage curbs, those big yellow and black curbs that I thought was going to happen. I thought he was going to hit one of those.
The rumble strip on the inside as Grost has gone into the pits.
Has he underfueled? Massively?
Oh.
It's 3 laps from the end. He must have really underfueled. If that's the reason. Maybe he got a... Has he got a drive-through penalty?
I would have known because I would have given it to him, but I wouldn't know.
No, he stopped.
Yeah, that's all on his own.
Maybe a fast repair? Did he get damaged? I'm not too sure what happened there, but it was a 1-second stop and he's back out again. So is 1 second enough to fill up 3 laps worth of fuel?
It's a splash of it. No, he was not black flagged. Yes, I had to check.
That's interesting. That is really interesting.
I'm at a loss for words.
Just looking at some of the drivers that started from the pit lane, that's why they would have taken a stop seemingly on lap 1. So that's Kane, Alonde, and Dorian Tabashnik. But everybody else seeming to go more or less the same distance, and then a couple of drivers stopping.
That is extremely bizarre.
That is... Yeah, we'll have to ask him after the race.
All on days off.
Oh,
a little bit of an off track right there. I think that would be in Ascari. Probably just too much pushing right there for Olande. Dorian Tabashnik also. Yeah, these are just off tracks that they're getting naturally because they're pushing too hard. They're both racing.
Tabashnik might have been
Parabolica.
Yeah, Parabolica.
Alonde, I have a feeling it was Ascari, just going out.
Yeah. Quite possibly. But it's 3 laps to go for these guys now. And Tabashnik is gaining on John Chico. So he might be able to catch him by the end of the race. At this rate, he's catching 1 second a lap for the most part. And he is 2 seconds back with 3 laps to go. So we know how powerful the draft is in these cars at this track. Oh, that's not going to help his chances if he does that a couple more times.
Wild thing, Dorian Tabashnik throwing the rear end around there, and I'm not sure which prototype will be driving. I know a few prototypes have a little bit of traction control in the rear, but some of them don't, depending on which stage of prototype it is. But yeah, you can really throw out the rear as much as you want in a prototype with assist on there. Or driver tools, as they call them. Just not too much, or else you'll elbow the system. As Amir is sitting in 2nd place right now, 8 seconds behind Castavelli, and 8 seconds ahead of Chico. And, well, in their own little world right now. Some say on the voyage into the great beyond. Into space, the final frontier. I love this livery. And I feel like I just hear the silent face palm by Dane as Tabashnik and Chico make a move for 3rd.
Yeah, I thought he might get it. It would be good for the newly crowned champion to finish up on the podium.
This is a mistake by Chico, because look how far Tabashnik is behind them. I wasn't expecting a move at all, but...
Ooh! Oh, over the curb as well. It was just the sheer presence of Dorian Tabashnik in his mirrors. That's what it was. Chico looked back.
On that, but,
looked in the mirrors and thought, oh, he's right behind me. And around she went.
And around she goes as we return live to our race. Into Ascari goes Amir, the 777. Taking it right now 7 seconds behind Chastavelli. He is closing down, but Chastavelli, I believe, is about to take the white flag.
Yep, round Parabolica and Meshlam goes, but it is the final lap of the race for Chachashvili. And Michael Wass has got Reem Gross behind. Gross, of course, having that incident in Ascari, which meant he is a lot further back than he would have liked to be. But he is closing in on Wass.
Now,
I'm
Michael
interested to see if
Wasserman,
he'll be able to get him, because these drivers, of course, have an extra lap. It's not the final lap for these.
they still got one more
Yeah,
to
they're
go.
still going around once more. But Chico's into the pits.
Oh, no.
Potentially a smash dash, or maybe just a fast repair to get rid of damage. He has a big gap over Aiden Scher. Well, he had a big gap. Oh, no. He in-protects it now. He's lost a position. I wonder if he just maybe underfueled the car a bit, but nevertheless, Aiden Scher up into 5th for the driver of the number 2 machine. Alonde up into 4th, joins Tabashnik up there in the top 4 slots. Chachashvili 7.8 seconds out in the lead at the moment. Absolutely flying there.
Yeah, and with that first place finish, if he just coasted across the line right now, he will be finishing 2nd of the championship and taking home, well, a prototype stint and $90 iRacing credit. So he's going to be very excited about this win, as well, Michael Wasserman down in 8th will just be taking home $80 iRacing credit. But Rivan Chastavelli takes the win here at Monza at the final race of the season for iRacing Israel.
So the Meshlam is going to come across the line to finish in 2nd, but we've got to cast our eyes back around about 10 seconds, because there is a man by the name of Dorian Tabashnik in that number 7 car. He has been consistently at the top end of the field throughout this entire season, and Dorian Tabashnik now weaves across the line at Monza, and he is the iRacing Israel League champion.
overtaking him at the very end.
Is he out of fuel?
He's out of fuel!
No, he's reversing over the pit. He's reversing over the finishing off the season in style.
He's locked up the championship. He doesn't care. He's going to do what champions do the best. And he's going to reverse over the line. And, oh my goodness. Things we weren't expecting to see when we woke up. That. And now he's doing donuts on the straight. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Mario Kart. At least he's pulled off the track to do these donuts.
He's actually found his way onto the oval.
Wait, what?
Found his way on. No, he has. He's found his way through a gap in the barriers, and he's found his way on.
He's on the junior circuit. He's on the junior circuit.
Oh, it's not. He's just enjoying himself.
I'm gonna be honest. I have found my way onto the oval from here. It's a little bit hard. Unfortunately, there's a barrier right there.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. Now in the Formula V, you can find a little bit of a gap.
Well, he's doing donuts by no one except for us can see him.
Yeah,
all the drivers looking at their relatives like, it says he's here, but he's not. Where is he?
He's turned into complete ghost mode in the force, giving his little furry friend some, oh, he's crashed. Some excitement as he breaks the front wing. Don't tell anybody in his pit crew that, and I don't think they care. They're champions for this season.
Absolutely, and a deserving champion as well. Alon Day, he was quicker for a bit of the season. Those two, as well as Ruven Chachashvili, Reem Gross, and Shalva Kotelshvili, Season 3 champion, all of them very, very competitive throughout the season. And yeah, any one of them really could have won, but Dorian was the most consistent of the lot. Alon, of course, missing a whole bunch of rounds due to his Euro NASCAR. So you can excuse him for that. I think that's a fair enough excuse. I can't make the round. Why is that? Oh, I'm driving Euro now. Fair enough.
And also, when he was racing, they do have a few drop leaks as well in there. Alonde was involved in a few massive incidents at the start of a few races as well. And that could also be involved in it. But yes, he has been away for a while. But yeah, congrats to our champion, Doran Tabashnik.
Absolutely, and there are the full race results up on the screen. Ruven Chachashvili, take nothing away from him. Race winner here in race 14, round 12 of the season. Ending off the season with a high. Reem Gross, really unfortunate for him. We could have seen a good battle out there for the first couple of places, but that mistake into Ascari, really in terms of a battle for the lead. Amameshlam finishing off the season on a high as well in second. Also doing a good job there, and it looks like, unfortunately, our rookie champion of Ariel de Bush has finished dead last. At least on my timing screen, he didn't finish the race, unfortunately. So yeah, that's in down in 9th. So unfortunate for him, but he is rookie champion, and
he only did 13 laps. Yeah, that is very unfortunate. 2 pit stops. But yeah, he is your rookie champion.
Absolutely. Yeah, so Ruven, with that win, takes second place in the championship, and he will get a stint in the prototype race car, which I believe, if I'm not very mistaken, from a quick look on their website, that it might be some form of radical that they are going to get to drive, which Mark Strand will be very happy about.
Yeah, Mark, it definitely loves his radicals. I prefer the closed top radical. Just looks a little bit more sleeker.
I'm not much of a big radical person. I do like the look of radicals, but I don't know the differences between them.
Well,
I just know the one that we have on iRacing.
There's a center drive, and then there's a closed top drive with all drive options as well. I prefer the closed top drive because it makes you feel like you're really handling a prototype.
Well, we normally have 5 or 6 drivers waiting for an but today we only have 1, and it's that man on the screen right now, and he has just won himself 2 stints in a prototype on the Arad racetrack by Funya Israel, and $100 in iRacing credits. But I think most of all, it was just a lot of fun for Dorian Tabashnik, who joins us now. And Dorian, congratulations, man, champion in season 4. It took 3 seasons for you to eventually get to this point, but must feel pretty good.
Yeah, it took Alan Day a racing season IRL for me to have a chance. It was a great season. I really enjoyed it. Probably the best one in this league so far. The car is just so much fun. There was a lot of trouble getting used to it with the damage model and whatnot, but I think overall this league has improved so much. It's just so much fun to drive with these guys now.
Absolutely, and not only as the league, the drivers in the league have improved a lot. A lot of that is down to you as well, I believe. You've been making the fixed setups for most of the rounds, if not all of the rounds, I believe. And yeah, giving the other guys a bit of coaching and stuff throughout the week, leading up to each race, which has been cool to see. But yeah, how much of a great community is there in this league? Because I know that at the start of the league we had a good 20 drivers, and it's just kept on growing since then.
Yeah, I mean, earlier this season we had about 45 registered. Unfortunately, COVID ended, which was a shame. It kind of ended here in Israel because of all the vaccinations, so people just went back to work, and a lot of people didn't have time to continue to progress through the season. But yeah, I mean, at least we're not in danger anymore. But yeah, I mean, everybody chipped in. Nobody like there's something every single one of the league members gave to one another. So if I did setups and track guides, and other people did liveries, and other people just helped with other drivers' racecraft, everybody chipped in. That's how special this community is. I've never experienced that in my life. funny, up until a few years ago, I thought I was one of the only people in Israel who even liked sim racing. Like I never knew anybody. I was always by myself or with like people from abroad. And yeah, it's just been incredible for me. Like it's like I met 20, 30 new friends. It's incredible. It's really fun. I'm super enjoying it. The community aspect of it is probably the most important bit of it. It's what keeps me going, at least.
Yeah, there's a fantastic the guys have there. Are you going to continue with the next season? I know that you didn't drive the Season 3 in the Porsche Cup car. You did pretty well in the G4s. Next season is going to be in the GT3s. What do you think ahead of that? We've got the new Porsche GT3, which looks like it could be pretty promising. What do you think heading into Season 5?
Yeah, well, since I'm primarily going to focus on GT3 content from my channel anyways, I'm definitely gonna take part and do my best. Hopefully everybody will be as available as possible, so we'll have like a big grid every race. That'll be pretty cool to see. Nobody knows what car they're gonna drive because the BOP is gonna launch in a couple of days with the new car, and it's all very exciting. I actually promised the guys a video where I go through each car and its specific, inputs and little kinks that you need to know before you choose it. So I need to do that as well, probably Saturday night. And yeah, I'm hoping people will enjoy it, because the difference between F3s and GT3s is immense. It's much heavier, much slower, but it's so much more fun to race because you have that confidence where you can bump each other and you can bang doors, and even if you crash, it doesn't necessarily mean the race is over. So it's gonna give a lot of people confidence to be more aggressive. I'm looking forward to that. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Well, Dorian, thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations. It's been a long season, basically 6 months. This season has taken over the 12 rounds and 14 races, and you finished on top after all of that, taking home a pretty nice prize. Are you looking forward to the seat time at Arad Racetrack?
Very much so. I just hope I can fit in the car. I'm not a small boy. I'm not a small guy by any means. So I might have. They might need a special seat for me. But either way, I'm getting in on this thing. I'm either gonna drive in it or on it. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't matter. I'm driving it. But just let's put everything aside. You guys have been with us for about a good minute now, and I just want to say big thanks. It's always a pleasure to watch the streams, and just to have a professional group of guys commentating on our silliness and making it all seem much better than it really is from our perspective. You guys have been amazing throughout, and I'm sorry to see you guys go, but I'm sure you'll have better things to do to just mess around with us. It's been a pleasure. It really was, boys.
Oh, it's been a pleasure for me as well. I mean, Austin's only been on the series for a few months, but I've been here since the very first broadcast of Apex Racing 15 months ago. It was last March was the first broadcast that we did on Apex Racing TV. I think I've only missed 3 rounds since then. It's been absolutely awesome for me to see you guys out there on the track for 3 seasons now, and yeah, it's I'm sad to see it go, to be honest. But yeah, should be good for you guys heading into season 5 in your own language, of course, so that might help increase your audience slightly. But yeah, it's been a very good 15 months with the iRacing League V. Yeah. But yeah, thank you, Dorian, so much for joining us, and we'll see you when we see you. It's not going to be for season 5. But
we'll see each other at some point.
Yeah.
We can't miss
Dorian,
each other for too long. Yeah. All right.
Before
cheers, guys. Thanks.
Before we let you go, is there anyone you'd like to give a shout out to before we head off?
Massive shout out to our league sponsors, SimRace and Fanyo Israel. And massive shout out to Amir as well for organizing it. It's just so meticulously organized that it just makes it a pleasure for everyone. Everything's just so plug and play and obvious because someone has taken the trouble to do all the back end for us, and everything just works right off the bat. We have servers, we have practice, we have deadlines, we have schedules, and that is so hard to do, especially for a man who has a full-time job and a family and other things, and he wants to practice for the races, but yet he manages to find the time to to just organize this kindergarten of ours. So it's incredible work by him, and massive shout out to all my competitors this season. Reuven and Sherling and Alan Day and Shalva and anyone who's been in front of the grid. You all been super clean, super fun to race with. Really enjoyed this season. It's been incredible. Thank you guys. I'm gonna clear some time for the other guys. See you for now.
Thank you very much, Dorian. Well, it was clear from our champion, and Austin, we are standing by with the next driver who's waiting.
Yeah, he's the race winner and also second place at the champion. He will be getting a stint in a prototype around Arid Racetrack, ladies and gentlemen. Rivon Chastavelli, how was that race, man?
Hey guys, it's such a sweet ending for this league, for this long and great league. I'm so happy, but a bit sad for Sherling that had a hard luck with his internet or the simulator. I'm not sure what happened there, though. It's a sweet end, and I'm happy that Sherling didn't lost the third place in the league. So yeah, pretty happy at the end.
It was an amazing start you had. You started second place, and off the line, you immediately jumped straight into the lead. And was there any strategy on work on the starts and practice, or was that just instinctive?
To be honest, my guideline was just tire temperature management. As this track, it's a long race, and there is no downforce. The tires working hard, and I was pretty afraid that something will happen. I mean, I drove the official races throughout the week, and I saw how many times I just lost the rear throughout the race, especially in the advanced laps. So my guideline was just keep the tires temperature in a good manner, and I'm happily I did manage. I had several laps that I almost lost the rear, though in the first lap, in the beginning of the race, I think that what's happened there is just that I started better than Ram, and I had the inside line, so it was pretty easy to take the lead over there. Though I knew that keeping the lead is not the best strategy here. I didn't have any intention to push too hard for keeping the first, as there is the slipstream in the very long straights, and it's a long race, and there is a fuel stop. So I knew that I have the race pace, so I wasn't afraid to lose the first. And as you saw, I lost 3 places, I think, in the first and the second lap. Though I did manage to keep up with the leaders.
Yeah, and you eventually overtook them all to take the win. And, well, it was just an amazing race you had, and a very good win, and a good ending of the championship. Before we let you go, man, anyone you want to thank?
I want to thank everybody that participated in this league. This is, for me, it's a sweet ending, as I said, and it just throws me back to the beginning of the league, of the season, I mean, where we were afraid from this car and were skeptical that we'll manage to have good races with it. And throughout the season, we saw people that are putting so much effort and time to try to bring ourselves to a place where we can race safely, and everybody raised the bar, and I think the races look that way. So I'm pretty thankful to everybody that participated. It's so much time and effort that people put in this league, and I'm thankful that that are so great people here. I want to thank especially to Amir that arranged this league. I think he does an amazing job with this league, with the telemetry app that he developed that helps me personally a lot, and I'm sure that everybody else. And to you guys, I know that it's your last season that you're broadcasting. I must say honestly that every race was much funnier and amusing to watch when there are professional people that are sitting and commentating this race. I think that everybody else that watching this videos are thinking as me. And thank you guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you for for choosing us and being along with us for a long time. Hope you have a great night over there and great seasons ahead.
Thank you very much. Good night.
You too. And we are joined by our final driver who is completing the championship trio of Shirley Michael. Unfortunately, something happened with them, so they didn't finish the race. No. They did finish the race. They didn't start the race on the front grid. But Shirley, how was that race? Shirley, this is Austin in the booth. Do you copy? Unfortunately, seems like there is a little bit of microphone connection problems right here. I believe Dane has some closing thoughts for us as we try to get Shirling's mic working.
Yeah, I just wanted to, first of all, give a massive thank you to the iRacing Israel League for having us along for the last 15 months. It's been an absolute privilege to be commentating on the best drivers in Israel. It's been really good racing for the last 3 seasons that I've been commentating on the series. Hopefully season 5 goes as planned for them, but I do hope that we get reunited in the future because I've really enjoyed working on this league with these drivers. They've been absolutely brilliant to work with. Make sure if you are watching this on Apex Racing TV to go and give them a subscribe on their YouTube channel, on the iRacing Israel League YouTube channel, if you would like to keep on watching the iRacing Israel League, because unfortunately they will no longer be here on Apex Racing TV. Also, make sure if you're watching here on Apex Racing TV to subscribe to us, hit the like button. It will help us out a lot, and you'll be notified of all of our broadcasts, which I'm gonna run you through now. We've got going on right now, in fact, has just finished. It's the Apex Racing Master Cup, so if you want, you can go and watch that back. But later on tonight, midnight GMT, we've got Rick Matek World Challenge, round 7 at Motegi for them. Then later on Wednesday night, or Wednesday morning, 1 a.m. GMT, so Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, depending on where in the world you are. Ray Esports Racing League round 8 at Sonoma. And then you got to go all the way until the weekend. Of course, it's week 13 in iRacing, so bit of a quiet week for us here on Apex Racing TV. The Apex Racing Academy F3 VRS Super Series round 8 at Road Atlanta. That's at 7 p.m. GMT, and then all the way over to the next Monday, where we will be back for the ARL Mazda Cup round 3 at Summit Point, also at 7 p.m. GMT. Make sure if you're here on YouTube to go and follow us on Twitch, because if you do use the live timing that's available on our website at apexracing.com, you'll be much more synced up on Twitch. There's a lower latency feed over there. So if you do use live timing to follow along with the broadcast, then go check out Twitch. You'll have a much better time over there. Also, make sure to follow us on all the social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Everywhere we are just at Apex Racing TV. Well, thank you everybody for watching, and we will see you very, very soon here on Apex Racing TV for another broadcast. Hopefully we'll be back for the iRacing Israel League at some point in the future, but not for Season 5, unfortunately. From myself, Dane Baird, from Austin Knight, and from Mark Tranter in the production booth, we would like to, for the final time, here for Season 4 of the iRacing Israel League, wish you a good night and happy racing.